So in my second unit, I want to point out some obvious things that according to my understanding, they're not that obvious. So I'm going to rehash it, and I'm going to just go ahead and keep saying it until it becomes obvious. Oops, that's the wrong one here. No, it's okay. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Okay. So this is the front page of our website. Okay, which has very small number of hits. And about 2 years ago, I started this thing. Said a few salient features of the prime index mathematics. Okay, so I did this, and I've been saying this for a long time, that Quran was generated by this prime index methodology. And I kept on saying that numbers are eternal, and so God assigns these numbers to things that He creates. So Quran is part of His creation, and so Quran was supposed to be the same thing. And so I started with this very simple thing, the 19th prime and 19th composite. Okay, I said this in my talk. I do it every year and over and over and over again. This idea, this 1967 and 30, actually is 2005. It's 17 years old. Okay, this item is 17 years old. So I've been talking about this for 17 years. And the 19th prime number is 67, and 19th composite is 30, and I said chapter 67 has 30 verses. Okay? That line forced chapter 67 to have 30 verses. It couldn't have anything else. It was supposed to have 30 verses, because that number, that line, index, prime, composite, 19, 67, and 30 are eternal. Okay. By 2007, we figured out that, well, 19 times 67 is 1273, which is the frequency of the word God from 11 to 9127. 19 times 30 is 570, and 570 is Gaussian prime is 9127. Okay. So we figured out this about 8 years ago or so, when we started understanding about Gaussian primes. Okay. So these are very old stuff, but obviously we need reminders of these things. We forget. Okay. So then somebody tells us, we think, oh, these are new stuff. Okay. No, they're not new. 570 also happens to be the frequency of the initials of chapter 32. Chapter 32 is Aleph Lam Mim initial, and it happens to have 570 frequency of Aleph plus Lam plus Mim. And then I said the exponent of the 19 Mersenne prime is 4253. Okay. And then immediately chapter 42 has 53 verses. So the mere fact that chapter 42 has 53 verses is forced by the mathematical fact, eternal fact, that the 19th Mersenne prime has an exponent of 4253. That means you multiply 2 by itself 4,253 times, and then you subtract 1 from that, and then you get a number which has 1,281 digits. That number will start with 19 actually on the left side. Okay. That number happens to be a Mersenne prime, and its exponent is 4,253. Okay. So the exponent of the 19th Gaussian Mersenne prime is 353. That number that I just said, 4253, was actually discovered in 1962. So this sign could not be explained to people in 1961 because this mathematical fact was not known then. Exponent of the 19th Gaussian Mersenne prime is 353. 353 happens to be the frequency of Ha-Mim in chapter 42. So one of them, which is the Mersenne prime, produces the number of verses in chapter 42. The other one tells you what the number of Ha-Mim is supposed to be in that chapter, which is 353. If you look at all those Ha-Mims in that chapter, only chapter 42 is a prime number, which is 353. And that happens to be the, and these are the stuff that was discovered in 2000 plus. They were not known. I could not explain this in 1995. And then people are looking for scientific miracles in the Quran, that earth is round. Oh, really? That is your proof that is coming from God? I'm telling you, this happens in the 2000s. We could not explain this. Then they still ask, oh, if this was true, why didn't Prophet Muhammad talk about this? How could he talk about this? Why don't you use your brain before you ask that question? I mean, these are beyond my thing, okay? But as I said, we need these reminders. Okay? We need these reminders for our own sake. So when we hear it again, we would not think that these are new stuff. They are not new stuff. They are things that have been around for a long time. We have discovered these for a long time, and we've talked about it for a long time. Unfortunately, as I said, we forget. So all you have to do is log on to this website every once in a while and read these. There are all these bullets here that I talked about here. And so you can read it and enjoy it. So anyway, and it just goes on, okay? It says the 19th group element of these 4 digits, which is consecutive, 2, 3, 4, 5. Could God make it easier than that? 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? The 19th permutation of 2, 3, 4, 5 is 5234. And that happens to be the 19th group element of the permutation group property. The index of composite 5234 happens to be 4537, and 4537 signifies that chapter 45 has 37 verses. Again, it's a Ha-Mim chapter, initial chapter. Okay. The index of the 22nd group element is 5342. The index of 5342 is 4635, and chapter 46, which is the last Ha-Mim chapter in the Quran, has 35 verses. Okay. What else do people want? These are old stuff. As I said, I've been talking about this for so long. Okay? These are not new stuff. It's there on the website. I put it here so people who haven't read my book, so be it, okay? But anyway, but these are all there. They're all bullet-wise, and then they tell you exactly what these salient features of these things are. But these are the generators of the Quran. You just saw it, okay? We generated all these numbers from these simple things, from these 10 bullets in here. So again, as I said, when we need reminders, we should go to this website every once in a while. Okay? And read them. Okay? This is, as I said, this is the beauty of the Quran. And the Quran is a byproduct of this mathematics. And we have shown it. Okay? We have shown it scientifically that the prime numbers and their indices, they have a underlying structure. They create an underlying structure from the entire universe. Okay? And this creation of the universe is based on these numbers. Because they are the truth. And they are not based on an equation. So you cannot get a formula that tells you, oh yeah, we can apply the same thing that we did for chapter 67 to all chapters in the Quran. No, it doesn't work that way. Otherwise everybody would do it. Everybody could go ahead and make a Quran. It's a complicated thing that God only knows, but He shows us these features of the Quran in order for us, okay, to praise Him. This is for glorification of God, not glorification of individuals, please, okay? This is not to glorify me or somebody else. This is done for the glorification of God. That's why He shows us these things. For us to glorify Him and praise Him and commemorate Him. And give the credit where the credit is due. Okay? So I'm going to stop here and we'll go ahead and finish our Jummah. Allahu Akbar.